Welcome to another edition of Wings Weekly. Jay Klein Connect here, along with head coach Scott Langer, as usual. Coach, a lot of hockey over the last few days. Tuesday night in Brookings, a 2-1 win there, a tight game against a team that I've felt like has improved since the last time the Wings saw them. Great goaltending, a lot of block shots out in front of Vernon. A win, again, as I mentioned, against an improving team. What did you think of that matchup Tuesday night?
Well, I mean, they got great goaltending. You know, we had some chances there, and, you know, we fell behind, which was probably a good thing for us. We haven't played too much from behind. So, you know, we stuck with it and got a big one there from Weigel on, you know, the shorthanded one, which kind of got us woken up. And, you know, after that, I thought we played some real good hockey and carried the pace. And, you know, ultimately at the end, we found a way to win the game. So, you know, especially on the road, I think that was important.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned it, you know, Weigel's goal really seemed to get the boys going. I mean, I was watching towards the end of the game, the final 4 minutes or so, and there was a lot of yelling and screaming on the bench and guys just getting each other pumped up and stuff. So great to see them come up with that win. And then we've got a day off, back at it against the Wilderness Friday and Saturday, with the Wings sweeping Minnesota 1-0 Friday, a huge shutout for Vernon, and a big power play goal for Sladek, and then a 4-3 win Saturday with goals from Bonet, Murphy, a shorty from Weigel, and a thrilling game winner from Strada in the final 29 seconds. Overall, as a weekend, what do you take away?
Well, it was a great weekend. You know, and anytime you can win a game 1-0, that's, you know, that's my kind of hockey. I enjoy that, just to see the ability to defend and the goaltending and the, you know, blocking shots and really buying in defensively and really staying patient there. And, you know, it was a specialty team battle. I thought our penalty kill was outstanding. You know, Coach Hill's power play won the game with a pass from Bly out of Sladek. So great game. I mean, it's a good team that can really skate over there. You know, individually they have a lot of individual skill and they try to use it. You know, and again, on Saturday night, you know, we had a real slow start to the third period, and but we just, again, you know, good players find a way, and, you know, Joe Strada found a big way on a backhand up a corner, and with 20-something seconds to go in the game, and you know, those are 2 or 4 big points against a real good hockey team.
No, without a doubt. And, you know, Coach, you mentioned it, the specialty teams. Going into the weekend, you know, in the pregame and stuff, I talked about how I felt like it was going to be more important than even in weeks past and so on, because of the Wilderness being the top 4 power play unit and one of the least penalized, or actually the least penalized team in the league coming in, and that the power play was going to need to really try to capitalize when it had chances, because they haven't given a lot of chances. And it really kind of came to fruition, because we talked about the shorthanded goal, big power play goal on Friday night. I mean, so the specialty teams really, as you mentioned, a big part of this weekend. Did you guys see that coming in?
Well, I mean, you know, we're working so much on it. You know, I thought that we were going to have to be really good on our penalty kill in order to win that series, and you know, it was. We killed a 5-minute major to win a game 1-0. So. But, you know, I think, like, the power play, you know, once that power play starts ticking, it's going to take a lot of pressure off a lot of other things that are winning us hockey games right now. And, you know, especially Matt Vernon, who's having to make some real tough saves to keep us in the game, and we're getting 5-on-5 scoring. But, you know, we need to continue improving in both those areas, but I kind of like where they're at. Yeah.
Well, and you mentioned it, the big power play goal to win it Friday night, and then the kill on Friday night, the Final 4 with the big major. Again, you mentioned it, specialty teams, I thought, very good over the weekend. It was very strong. Wings are right now top of the division with 38 points. Austin is in second with 37, and Minot 35, Bismarck with 33, Wilderness 27, and Brookings with 8. It's another kind of short week here, Coach, with Thursday, Friday games up in Minot. And Minot's been tough all year. What do you guys have to do to add some more wins to the win column?
Well, I mean, you're playing a good team that's very good at home. You know, that's the big thing is at home they're exceptionally good. So, you know, I just think we can't make a lot of mistakes. We got to play our way. you know, and we got to get great goaltending again. Our power play's got to chip in. Just all the things that accumulate to win a hockey game. Yeah, I mean, we just had a pretty good, you know, homestand, so we have to go and play road hockey, which is, it doesn't matter what it looks like, it just matters that we win. So, you know, you have the break coming up right after that, so, you know, it's going to take a mature team to kind of not worry about heading home after those 2 games and think about it during the process. So, but you know, I like where our team's at right now. They're playing with a lot of confidence. They're doing things well in all areas, and they love winning.
Yeah.
So, you know, Minot's a team that got us the last time we were there. We had a good game on Friday, just average on Saturday. So, you know, we're going in there with that mindset. We have to take points, and we want to stay on top of the division heading into break.
Well, Coach, at the beginning of the season, you talked about where you wanted this team to be at the Christmas break, and here we are a week away from it. Do you feel like they are where you want them to be? And you said you like where they're at. Also, what's most improved, do you think?
Well, I just think that our depth, you know, our depth has so much improved. We're getting production in some form or another from all 4 of our lines. You know, we have penalty kills on all of our lines, power play guys. It's the young guys have really improved, and our vets just continue to improve. You know, it's from a coach's standpoint, you know, we're really happy where we are right now. It's almost you need the break, but you wish the break wasn't going to happen right now, because I think we're on a bit of a roll, and we're feeling that confidence. But you know, I just like the way that these guys, they don't get too down. They just keep going. They stick to the plan, and ultimately we're finding ways to win games. So you got to be happy with that.
No, without a doubt. Well, Coach, you mentioned it, the break coming up, and the players get to go spend some time with family and friends and so on for the holidays before coming back against Brookings on the 28th. That game, well, we'll talk about, but a bus trip headed there and everything, to a fan bus, that is. What is expected of the players when they're gone on break? Is there a workout regimen, or do they have to check in, anything like that? Or do they kind of get carte blanche?
Well, I mean, they're expected to continue to train. Obviously, you want them to take a little bit of time off, just kind of let the body heal. But you know, it's tough to get to where you're at right now, but it's real easy to lose it. And they have to understand that. We'll talk about that, but I'm thinking with this group so far, everything that I know of them, that, you know, they'll put the time in during break, and I don't think they necessarily have to skate. I think they have to keep their conditioning up and their strength levels up, and just ultimately mentally stay in the game.
Right. Okay. Well, again, I appreciate you coming on the show, and won't keep you any longer here, but wish you best of luck against Minot Thursday and Friday. And we'll proceed on with some players coming up in just a moment. But again, though, Coach, I appreciate you taking some time to talk to us.
Thank you.
All right, folks, second portion of Wings Weekly coming up after these words from our sponsor.
Let's make a taco. No, seriously. Start with a tortilla, soft tortilla. Warm it, kiss it. Don't kiss it. Chicken? How about tequila lime chicken? Now we're cooking. Slice this, peel that, snip those. Salsa? Verde. Cheese? Cotija. Oh, forgot to mention guac. That's better. See, anyone can make a taco, but we're not anyone. We're Qdoba, and these are knockout tacos. Qdoba Mexican Eats. Choose flavor.
Welcome back to Wings Weekly, folks. As promised, a couple of players joining me, and we have Connor Close of Des Moines, Iowa, and Matt Vernon of San Jose, California. Boys, I appreciate you taking some time to jump on the show here and let these fans get to know you guys a little bit. Oh, let's start with the standard question. Tell me a little bit about home. What's it like? You know, your family, your hometown, all that kind of stuff.
I got 2 younger brothers and an older sister. My older sister's moved out. She's in Boston now.
Okay.
Kind of hectic at home. Everybody's kind of off doing their own thing most of the time. You know, brothers are always busy with hockey and whatnot. I'm also always busy with hockey when I am there, and working as well in the summer. So, but everything's good. You know, my mom likes to cook meals at dinner always. And she tries to get everybody to sit down as a family together for dinner as much as possible.
Right. Not always easy to do, especially with hockey families. Connor?
Yeah. I am an only child, so not quite as hectic as Mr. Vernon over here, but I got a little dog at home. It's a little cutie, so yeah.
What kind of dog?
He's a Yorkie poo.
A Yorkie poo. Gotcha. Yeah. All right, Connor, you're obviously first-year guy here with the Aberdeen Wings. What was your first impression coming into town, and just in part around the Wings as a whole in that first week? What was that like?
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit of a shock seeing how much the community supports us and like just everything we get from them and the fans that come out to the OD during games. It was unbelievable experience. So it was a lot of fun.
Right on. And you're from the Midwest, so as far as climate and stuff, it's not like it's a whole lot different. You're probably used to seeing, agriculture and farmer, tractors and stuff like that around, where some of these guys that are from, the coasts or whatever are like, wow, culture shock. So probably not too much of a jump for you. I got a couple of questions specifically for goalies. First of all, I want to ask you, and there is a theory out there that goalies are just a little off. And some would say that you kind of have to be able to stand there or voluntarily stand there in front of 100-mile-an-hour pucks. Do you guys think that that's true, or is it an unfair rumor?
Oh, me first?
Yeah.
It's definitely a bit of a special position. Like not a lot of people can handle the pressure. It's always on you, I'd say. So you kind of have to be a little different in the head for that one, I guess. But it's definitely a stereotype that I hear a lot of, that goalies are definitely weird.
What do you think, closer?
Yeah, I think we're definitely the two normal guys on the team. Everybody else just around us, super weird. Guys like Belial, guy's a weirdo. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that is going to kind of roll into some of my other questions. You mentioned it kind of here, Matt. I wanted to ask you what the most difficult part of playing the position is, whether it's physical or mental, because there is a lot of mental thought that goes into it, but also emotion. It's a roller coaster, up, down. You got to be able to be your own cheerleader in a lot of senses and be able to build yourself back up, say if you let one go or whatever the case may be. And there's an unfair kind of misconception too, I think often from movies like Mighty Ducks or whatever, that goalies aren't the best athletes, that they just kind of stand there, they're whatever. That is not true though. And I, have coached in the developmental leagues for years and help out with mites and the younger players, and it's funny because sometimes they're like, oh, I want to play goalie, I just get to stand there. But as they get older and you start to teach them, like, there's a lot of up, down, this is a very physically demanding job. And oftentimes people will say that a goalie is going to be one of the best skaters on the team and probably the best in shape too. So there's a lot of physical demand, but also a lot of mental and emotional demand. What would you guys say is the hardest part?
I agree with that, but I'd probably put more on the mental side. There's so much that goes into developing goalies these days, a lot of one-on-one skates with goalie coaches and stuff, that from a young age especially. I know I started doing one-on-one sessions when I was probably about 12. Goalies these days are really starting to work on their game a lot more away from the team, I guess, doing a lot of one-on-one stuff. Closer and I both do, we do our own drills. We're out early before practice and after, just to work on some of the details. But the mental strain definitely gets to you. You can't be too high or too low. Bad goal, like you said, if you land in a bad goal, it's all right, forget about it. I'm probably going to have to save a few more shots here, so better get ready for those ones.
Short memory.
That's for sure, short memory.
Closer, what do you think? What's the hardest part?
I think, like you said, goalies are getting to be more athletic. I think now that the game's changing, you kind of have to be. You got to be able to move around. You can't just be massive. So, but definitely the hardest part is, I'd say, the mental game. It's easy to take yourself out of a game mentally, so you just got to be ready, and things will come.
When did well, I'm going to get back to that one since we're on this topic. And both of you, last year, Matt, you were here and you split time with Gabe and stuff back and forth. And of course, this year you're getting the bulk of the starts. How do you guys stay positive? And like kind of like in this year, you know, how do you, when you're watching Mac at the start, and how do you stay positive and know that your time is coming? You know, and for example, like for you last year, I mean, I know we talked on this show even that you guys challenged each other and really kind of pushed each other, and you were, you know, each other's biggest supporter. But it's got to be, you know, a little bit tough to stay in that right frame of mind, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely tough, but I mean, you know, I get the ability to learn from Vernie every day, and he's a great goalie, and he teaches me a lot of things. So, but yeah, definitely.
Right on. Vernie, what do you think of that? How do you stay positive? And like I'd say last year, for example, when you're splitting time, you know, you keep that, or maybe even you're not feeling so well or whatever. How do you keep up and keep positive?
I know that the team currently is heavily relying on me, you know, to be the guy. Like I need to bring my A game every night, and I'm thankful for it. It's, you know, it's given me a lot of opportunity to showcase myself towards colleges, and you know, I love playing.
Right.
Yeah, it's awesome. But I know if anything happens, you know, if there's an injury, knock on wood, which I doubt will happen. I know we have a good guy in the net as well. We'll have another good guy in there. So.
Well, and you mentioned it, you know, that the team relying on you right now to bring your A game. So I want to let you know, in case you don't already, that you have been named the NAHL Central Division Star of the Week for your efforts over the Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
When did you guys start playing goalie full time? And you mentioned it, that it's kind of changing, that it's getting to be a more specialized kind of position, and that, you know, as early as 12, you were, you know, one-on-ones and stuff. At what point in your career, when you started, say 5, 6, 7 years old, did you say, you know what, this is what I want to do? Or were you ever a skate-out skater?
I think it was about 7 or 8. It was in novice when everybody kind of rotated the position. Nobody really wanted to play on the team that I was on, and everybody was like myself included, actually. I really wasn't about it at that time. But then everybody was like, "Oh, Matt, like your dad played goalie. You should be the goalie." So I kind of was like,
I was waiting for that.
Okay, all right, sure. And I was so bad. I was for sure one of the worst on our team. At like 6 or 7 years old, I had no clue what I was doing. But I kind of started to figure it out a bit, and I started to learn to love it.
Right on, closer?
Yeah, I started kind of playing hockey around 6 or 7 years old, and then kind of, like he said, everybody's got to rotate. You know, you got to play your share, and then, you know, a few years later, I love the pads. They look so cool. So I just stuck with it and kept it going. Became full time there, and then just kept going to camps and stuff. Try to get better.
That's funny. You know, when I was probably 6, 7 years old, I wanted to play goalie, and it was almost 100% because of the pads and the face mask and stuff. My dad hated it. It only lasted maybe, I don't know, half a season, and then I went skating out again. But our very own Aaron Smith, by the way, told me a story on Friday night, I think, about the one time he played goalie was in a parents' game, and his friend's mom scored on him, and he said he was done, never going to play goalie again. I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, my gosh. That would be devastating.
Yeah, I'd be out for sure.
I thought that was pretty funny. He's going to be mad I said that. But okay, well, we're talking about the equipment. Somebody asked me once, and I had no clue. How long does your guys' equipment stay together? I mean, it takes a beating, and that stuff's expensive. Do you switch it out every couple, 2, 3 years, or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff, it definitely takes a beating, especially when you're skating every day, sometimes 2 times a day. Like, the equipment breaks down, so there's, you know, some seasons you'll get a new one, like, right away, like, right at the end of the season, and then have it for the next season. But, yeah, I'd say it's kind of like a yearly basis for me.
Right on. Yearly?
Yeah, most of the stuff's yearly, like pads, glove, blocker. I'm currently waiting on a new set. FedEx has been holding it for 2 weeks. I'm really not happy about it. I'm gonna give them a call actually right after this. Make sure that we get this sorted out.
It's a busy time of year for those guys.
Oh yeah. Then, you know, pants, chest protector, skates, helmet. You can get a couple years out of that. think I've had my neck guard for 3 years, and I just replaced my knee pads, and I think I had those for 4. So
Wow.
it depends, it kind of depends. It's unfortunate that the more expensive stuff is usually the stuff you have to change first.
Yeah. It's the way it goes, it seems. If you could do it all over again, and it kind of leads back a little bit because you said that at first you didn't want to, but if you could go back to the start of your hockey career, would you still be a goalie?
Yeah, probably. I would like to know how I could have turned out as a player, but I love how things are going for me right now. Like, everything's awesome. I love playing the game as a goaltender.
Right on. Closer?
Yeah, I agree. Goalie's got to be the best position. I mean, you see a lot of minutes, you play a lot, and you're the guy, so it's fun to be there.
Right on. Okay. Let's see. You guys face your teammates on a regular basis in practice and so on. Yep. Uh-oh. Who has the hardest shot, and who is the one player in the locker room that you would not want to have to face in a shootout?
I don't have to worry about it over here.
I don't have to worry about these defensemen.
Bunch of demon behind.
Oh gosh, I think Belial and Kerwin definitely have some reps.
Yeah?
They can definitely shoot the puck. Belial's got some good hands in a shootout, so I think that'd be my guy.
Okay.
I'd probably agree with that, and then I'd actually throw Morgs in there, Peter Morgan as well.
For the shootout or hardest shot?
For the hardest shot, I think he's got a rip too. Yeah, he's pretty good. He does a little move where he can get your stick moving and then put it 5-hole. But Belial's a tough one because he can get you moving side to side really well. He's got a long reach with the stick, and he tends to try and get it around you pretty often, and it's pretty tough to stop. He throws some pretty good fakes out there. Kerwin just likes to kind of shoot or just make one move. So but he does have a rip, so sometimes it'll sneak past you, but he's not the toughest. Sladek's up there. Those 3 over there. Sladek, Bendorf, and Pitters are pretty good at shootouts. But I think I'd agree with closer. Belial will probably take the cake on it.
Right on.
For both, too. Wow. The midget, you're getting a good one.
Yeah, I was just going to say, such high praise and accolades at such a young age. All right, guys, how about a little about you? If you were reincarnated as an animal, what kind of animal would it be? What would your spirit animal be?
I'd be an eagle. I think I'd be an eagle. I want to fly.
Yeah, definitely one of the more physical guys, big muscles. Definitely a lion.
Lion. Definitely a lion. Okay. All right. Number 1 song on your playlist. What is being played right now the most of any of your songs?
Britney Spears. Obvious.
Obviously.
Any Britney Spears song.
Okay.
Sure.
Bernie?
I kind of change it up. I like to keep my music refreshed. A lot of rap. I'll put that out there. Starting to shift into a little EDM as well, especially in the locker room before games. Helps me get going for a game.
I'm hearing that a lot lately.
Well, I can't pinpoint any song or artist at all right now. It constantly changes.
Right on. Well, that's fair. How about if you could be immortal for one day, nothing could kill you, what would you do?
You ready for this one? I'm not ready. I need to think about this one.
Yeah.
Never been asked this before.
Skydiving without a parachute.
That would be up there. Swimming with sharks.
There you go. Oh, that's cool.
That would be kind of neat. God, there's so many possibilities.
There really are.
I take a bullet. You know, if it wouldn't kill me, I'd take a bullet.
Just to see what it's like.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that'd be kind of neat.
Well, you take slap shots, so a bullet, I mean, not that much of a stretch.
Yeah, I'm blanking right now, but I'd definitely do like a bullet or sharks or like run around with some wild animals. That'd be kind of fun.
Zero risk, nothing to worry about. You're out there with hyenas and stuff, just being like, "What's up?"
Maybe go rip some hero stuff. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Jump off some buildings.
I don't know.
All right, boys. Moving on to Minot. It's a good hockey team and a great facility they've got up there. They play well in it. What are some keys that you guys have got to do to win up there in Minot before the break?
I think everybody's they have to come ready to play. We all have to be ready for it. It's a big test for us. I know their power play a little all over the place, but they do a good job of moving the puck around and getting good shots, good quality shots on net. But over the last 3 or so games, the guys have been doing a hell of a job on the PK. A lot of good jobs, blocking shots and stuff. Really big efforts. So I think that'll be a big key, keeping that up. Because 5 on 5, I think when we're going, I don't think anybody can play with us. But I think special teams will probably be a big factor this coming weekend.
Okay. Closer, any insight?
Yeah, just kind of like if we play our game, stick to the way that we know how to play, and that Coach Langer and Coach Hill have been pounding into us all week at practice. We'll have a good shot up there, and we'll be able to take 4 points.
Right on. That is the goal. All right. Like I talked about, the break coming up, I know everybody's looking forward to it. You get a chance to go home, spend some time with family and friends and stuff. And then, of course, the holidays, obviously, Christmas and so on. What is your traditional Christmas meal look like at home? What's it all consist of?
I love Christmas. Favorite holiday.
Nice.
It's good to spend some time with the family. Every year, we on Christmas Eve we do like a lasagna dinner at my place and get some family over there. So it's
Nice.
definitely a good one. Definitely fun.
We do quite a few kind of Christmas type meals with family.
Yeah.
We do one with my dad's side, usually, like a roast beef kind of dinner. It's unbelievable. Yeah, shout out Jano, you do an unbelievable job cooking up those meals. Unbelievable. And then we do one with my mom's side. Usually, I think my mom, her sister, and my grandmother have a bit of a rotation going. They kind of rotate who
Preparing.
cooks.
Yeah. Right on.
And it can vary pretty well. I don't know. Everybody kind of has their own special things that they go to. A couple things that we kind of always see. And then we do a brunch on Christmas, and then another Christmas dinner. So.
Nice.
It's nice. Get a good fill in. That's
Well,
for sure.
And it's funny because different areas of the country, like in the South, they have different kind of traditions, and then there's some that they have goose or Thanksgiving or excuse me, not Thanksgiving, turkey. Others do prime rib. There's just it is interesting to me, especially for everybody coming from different parts of the country, what that traditional meal looks like. But one way or the other, it's going to be good, and the boys are going to enjoy it. A final question that I had for you guys was, and you guys touched on this a little bit earlier about the individual coaching, but Josh Aycock, of course, the goalie coach for the Aberdeen Wings, isn't here on a daily basis. Comes to like if they were over in the cities where he's got close access, or he'll come here for a week or two or whatever. How often do you guys talk with him when he's not here? Is that something that you kind of go over the games and stuff like on a weekly or maybe daily basis, or how does that all work?
I think both of us keep in contact with him pretty much almost every day. He does a really good job of sending us drills to do. The drills I was talking about that we do before and after practice. He always has a practice plan for every single week set up. Sends us some clips to read. Yeah, he does an incredible job. I don't think there's anything else that he could do unless he was actually here with us. But no, he does an incredible job.
Yeah, I kind of figured that you guys had, fairly close contact, and so it's pretty regular, huh, Closer?
Yeah, me and him talk almost every day. I'm sure him and Vernie talk a lot, and Yeah, he just works super hard. You know, he always has stuff for us to be looking into, like stuff to help our mental game, not just, you know, our on ice game. And the practice plans are always there, perfect for us, and just does a lot for us. Shout out Scotty.
I also want to add, Josh has complained to me a little bit about how long you take on the phone, so maybe dial it back a little bit next time, huh? Nope.
Thrown under the bus.
All strictly business for me. Come on, guy.
All right, well, boys, I appreciate you taking some time again to come on the show and talk with us a little bit, and we want to wish you and your families a very Merry Christmas, as, again, fans won't get a chance to see you guys until you come back. So enjoy the break, but first things first, take care of business up there in Minot, so good luck against the Toros. And again, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
All right, folks, a few talking points, a little bit information I want to make sure and pass along. Thursday, December 13th at Minot, puck drop at 7:05. Friday, December 14th at Minot, puck drop at 8:05. Watch both games at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Aberdeen or by logging on to hockeytv.com. Tune in to 94.1 The Rock, the HubCityRadio.com app, or the Rock app. Any of those ways to follow along with those games up in Minot. Wings Fan Bus back on the road Friday, December 28th to Brookings. $28 includes your ticket and transportation to and from the game. Bus loads at 3:30, departs at 4, and will return right after the game. For more information, call 605-380-5852. Again, call Aaron at 380-5852. The bus was almost full for the last trip down to Brookings, and I know I talked to some people that were on it. They had a great time talking with Wings fans on the way down there, and of course pretty much taking over the Larson Ice Center. And for all the latest news and information, visit AberdeenWings.com or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and on Instagram. That will pretty much wrap up this week's Wings Weekly.